What's up, guys? It is Dope J bringing you guys another video. Man, what did I tell you guys in that video a couple weeks ago about business of Xbox and Game Pass not making any sense? And in that video, I got a lot of cope, right? But in this one, we're going to be talking about the second price increase that's coming to Xbox starting October 3rd. Yesterday, there was news that broke from Microsoft that they're increasing the price of the Xbox Series X and Series S again for the second time, right? So if you guys didn't know, earlier this year, a couple months ago, they increased the price of the Xbox Series X and Series S. Now they're doing it again for the second time this year. Also, PlayStation increased their price of their consoles by $50, and Nintendo increased the prices of their accessories earlier this year as well. So console gaming is just getting more expensive, right? It's getting out of hand, right? And when I made the video about the business of Xbox and Game Pass not making any sense, I pointed out the fact that in their quarterly earnings report, they stated, hey, content and services sales increased 13%, right? But hardware revenue, which is made up of the sales of the Xbox Series X and Series S, was down 22% total. And I said, if your console sales keeps contracting, you're not going to see an increase in the growth of Game Pass subscribers and the amount of people that can spend money on your platform. Like, you need to sell hardware to be able to get people to be in that ecosystem, to spend money on your platform, to subscribe to Game Pass, right? You want to be able to grow your revenue, right? And this is not a sustainable model. Xbox needs to be at the core of their gaming business, right? And I get the fact that, yes, you have PC gaming, you have PC handheld, mobile devices, right, that you can access Game Pass from, right? And there's a huge install base of gamers on these platforms, but the fact that you're not seeing this huge spike of Game Pass subscribers from these platforms is very telling, right? One, we see that, yes, Microsoft has a lot of money, right? They're able to buy up these studios and have a big content platform, and we're starting to see the fruits of their labor in regards to their output improving now, right? But there's also the downside of the fact that, like, yeah, you're spending all this money on these studios so that you can increase your content library, but what about the marketing and advertising of your Xbox and Game Pass? Like, when was the last time you seen the Xbox get marketed and branded like a Nintendo, like a PlayStation, right? Like, it's the mind share isn't there for Xbox, right? And the fact that you're increasing the price again and you're blaming macroeconomic factors, which we understand, like, yes, the tariffs are impacting you guys. Inflation is high, but you also need to understand the position of gamers and your consumers as well. Like, this doesn't make financial sense for anybody who's looking to get into a console at this point in time to buy an Xbox, right? It's insane. And I'm going to show you guys the chart of the price difference between where the Xbox was at launch versus the first price hike and the second price hike. Like, it's mind-boggling to me, the fact that they made this decision right now, especially like right before the holidays, right, where you're going to sell a lot of units during the holiday season, and you increase the price right before Christmas and Thanksgiving. Like, what are we doing, right? So let's get into the quote, right? Microsoft said, "We are navigating an incredibly dynamic environment right now. We've assessed the changing macroeconomic environment and addressed the applicable impact," right? Like, yes, we understand that the tariff situation is something that all businesses and corporations have to deal with, but there's also businesses that are absorbing the cost of tariffs because of how, up in the air it is. Like, this is a month-to-month issue, right? And then they said this is the cherry on top, right? This is the funniest thing that they said, right? They said, "Looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play games across any screen and providing value for Xbox players." Providing value? One, you've increased the cost of your consoles twice, right? The price of Game Pass has been hiked previously as well, right? What value are you providing Xbox players, right? Like, and one of the things, like, I was always like puzzled about, I was like, how come Game Pass doesn't have a yearly option? It's like month to month. If you want Game Pass Ultimate, it's like $20 a month. Game Pass PC is like $12 a month, right? But how come there's no yearly option, right? Guys won't tell me this, right? And I've said this in the business of Xbox and Game Pass video that I made a couple weeks ago, right? Of the fact that you have people out here who are trying to convince you that selling hardware doesn't matter. It does matter. You need to be able to get the console into more people's hands so that they're spending money within the ecosystem, right? And they're trying to get people who are not in the Xbox ecosystem, who really don't care about the Xbox ecosystem, to get into the ecosystem, right? PC players, mobile players, right? These other devices that can get access to Xbox Game Pass are simply not doing it or spending money on the Xbox ecosystem anyways. So this price increase is gonna do more harm. I expect PlayStation to follow suit and probably increase their console prices by another $50 pretty soon. I don't expect them to do it during the holiday season, but who knows, right? And then you also have Nintendo, right? Like Nintendo has no problem with following suit, so we'll see what they're gonna do. And shout out to Red Gaming Tech, right? Because he posted this, right? PlayStation price increases versus 5 years after, right? And it's a great chart, right? Of highlighting the fact that in previous generations, over time, the console gets cheaper, but with this generation, the consoles are getting much more expensive, right? So it's more indicative of the economic climate that we're operating in right now. But beyond that, it's just like this model for increasing the prices of your consoles and accessories and everything like that is simply not sustainable. You have the Xbox Series X Galaxy Edition reaching $800. Like that's insane. That is insane. An Xbox Series S 1 TB is $450. Like who's paying for that, right? Like a Series S is almost nearing the price of a PlayStation 5. And look at this chart of the console price hikes of the Xboxes. Like it's insane. So let me know your thoughts in the description. I don't think that this is great for Xbox at all. Not at all. This is killing your brand even more, right? And I've said this before, right? They spend all this money, they're making a lot of money off of revenue and services and stuff like that, but there's no marketing and advertising being put behind the Xbox consoles and Game Pass to grow your user base. So let me know your thoughts in the description. We're gonna have a couple more videos coming out speaking about different stuff that's happening in the console market. Also, we have daily live streams happening right now. I'm live streaming Ghost of Tsushima, replaying that game, as well as playing Need for Speed Hot Pursuit on stream. So yeah, a lot of content coming out for you guys pretty soon, and I'm out. Peace.